Good morning, Dr. Umar Johnson. Thank you for being with us today. So you are a school psychologist?
Yes, sir.
And a doctor of clinical psychology. On top of it, you're known for raising black people's consciousness in the US, but also around the world. What steps have you been through to reach this level of consciousness?
What steps have I been through? Well, my background is in the Garvey movement, Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, which is the organization that gave us the largest modern movement for black people, and the red, black, and green flag. So I was Minister of Education at the Philadelphia division of the UNIA. I was also first vice.
Now I'm getting back to 2009 when Barack Obama was elected. Did the situation of black Americans improve under Obama?
My next
Yep,
step.
I know.
So from George W. Bush was Y2K. Barack Obama, 2008 ran 2009 election, but I'm going to put him with the second decade, 2010. Okay? Barack Obama, here we go, another weapon of mass destruction against black people. So the 70s, deindustrialization. The 80s, chemical warfare, crack cocaine. The 90s, mass incarceration. Y2K was the faith-based initiative. But along with Y2K came No Child Left Behind, which would see to it that record numbers of black children in America would not get high school diplomas. Because under No Child Left Behind, even if your child is classified as learning disabled and they receive special ed service, they still have to take the same graduation tests that non-disabled children must take. So as a result of that, you have hundreds of thousands of black children who have spent 12 years in school who will not get a diploma because the special ed program did not prepare them for that. So once again, you have the proliferation of mass incarceration. 2010, Barack Obama, which was probably the most disastrous weapon of them all. Really? Because it's the only one where black people was led into believing that they would actually benefit from it. So with Barack Obama, you have tokenism, a black face out front, which is something America has always done, which is why I was so upset at my people for buying into something that they have always used against us. So with Barack Obama was put in office for two reasons. One was domestic, one was international. Every president of America is given a domestic mandate and an international mandate. Barack Obama's international mandate was to make Africa and its resources safe again for Western exploitation, in particular through the AFRICOM program of putting United States military bases within African soil, geographically located close to places with high levels of mineral reserve. So what's going on in Ghana right now? An agreement between the Ghanaian government and the United States to put a military base in Ghana. This is all strategic to make sure that if Africa ever decides to rise up and push back against European imperialism, aka white supremacy, they will not be in a military position to be able to do that. So Obama succeeded. And the reason he succeeded in Africa is because Africa, just like black America, just like black Europe, thought the presidency of Barack Obama was a blessing because we don't understand white supremacy and we don't understand politics. It doesn't matter whose face is on the cover. It doesn't matter whose face is out front. The only thing that matters is the color of the hand that makes the decisions. Barack Obama was a flunky. He was a functionary. He was a stool pigeon, and he was a puppet. And yes, he was a coon. Barack Obama did absolutely nothing to benefit Africa. He did absolutely nothing to benefit African people. Now, domestically, Barack Obama's job was to distract black people in America long enough for the government to take everything that our ancestors fought for, roll it up into one big ball, civil rights, voting rights, affirmative action, equality, you name it, and roll it on over to the feminist movement, roll it on over to the LBGT movement, and roll it on over to the multicultural movement. So today in America, whenever you hear civil rights discussed, black people are not in the conversation. It's gays, it's feminism, or it's multiculturalism. They use Barack Obama to take everything black people fought for and give it to people who have never fought for black people.
What do you know about the situation of black people in France?
I'm somewhat familiar because I tend to study the international situation, not thoroughly familiar, but I will say this. In all my travels, wherever I go, there's four things constant. I don't care if I'm in France, London. I don't care if I'm in South Africa, Nigeria. I don't care if I'm in Holland, Austria, Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, Canada, LA, Houston. On the planet, There's 4 constants for African people. Number 1, we're worshiping a white Jesus. I don't care where you go. Black people in love with a white Christ. That's number 1. Number 2, you have mass incarceration of black males at a rate 4 or 5 times their percentage of the population in that particular state. Number 3, you have miseducation of black children. You have the over-identification of black children in classifications of mental retardation, ADHD, learning disabled. You have record numbers of single black mothers raising our children on their own, okay? And then on top of that, you also have a black economy, which is totally dominated by people who do not look like us. I don't care where you go on the planet, black people are not in control of their economy. Your rice, your bread, your milk, your sneakers, your hats, your clothing, your transportation, your electronics, everything you buy is being sold to you by somebody who don't look like you, but more importantly, don't care about you.
What would be the solutions? Because, you know, this is a statement, but now what could be the solutions?
Solutions are simple. And the solution hasn't changed since Marcus Garvey articulated it over 100 years ago. And the solution is independence in all areas of human endeavor. The solution for African people is no different than the solution for Chinese people. The solution for African people is no different than the solution for the French people. It's the same. It's no secret. It's not hidden under a rock. We have to do what everyone else has done, and that is build ourselves up independently, economically, educationally, spiritually, socially, politically. We must become a power base, which we are not, as we are today, with all of our doctors, with all of our college educated folks, with all of our black capitalistic business owners who are only looking to get rich themselves, but do nothing to raise the general economic condition of black people. We are still a race of dependence. If you live in France, you're dependent on the French government for this and for that. You're dependent on white business to provide your basic needs. America, it's the same thing. Africa, it's the same thing. Wherever we are dependent on the white power structure where we live. There's 4 institutions that you must have in order to be considered an independent community. We don't have them nowhere in space and time at the same time. A hospital to protect African life. A supermarket, okay, for nutrition to preserve African life. Education to prepare the next generation of African children for the role that they must play in the freedom struggle. And number 4, a bank to finance the building of infrastructure and institutions and organizations and programs where we live. You cannot find those 4 things totally owned by African people anywhere on the face of the earth, but we will call ourselves free. There's 2 types of freedom. There's a F-R-E-E-D-O-M, and there's an F-R-E-E-D-U-M-B. White people have the freedom. We have the freedom because we're too politically uneducated to recognize that it doesn't matter if you can drive a Mercedes. It doesn't matter if you can live in a white suburb. It doesn't matter if your black child can go to a white school. At the end of the day, what do you control? What do you own? What do you produce? What do you distribute? Marcus Garvey said, a race without power and authority is a race without respect. A race that doesn't respect itself automatically forfeits the respect of other people. So you say, where did we begin? 2 things, education and economics. It's going to be hard to break the psychological chains of slavery as long as just about everyone in this room went to a white school to get their education, a white public school to get that education. And what is the function of public education? Whether it's UK, France, Austria, Germany, USA, it doesn't matter. The purpose of education for African children in a European context is to teach the African child that you are second place, and that is where you will always stay. And the only way you can rise above it is if we give you permission to rise above it. The education system's job is to make sure black children never come to believe that they have a right to replace the white boy being in control.
That was the next question I was going to ask you, because, you know, when we